and then I'm going to I'm going to cut Peyton Manning just because I can't stand his forehead. No, he's funny. Microphone check 1, 2, 3. Tuning into what's hot like a cup of tea. The Burp is live. It's time to feast with BRP. Hey, what is up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of The Burp. It is I, your host, T West. I am also the most, but luckily I am joined by two esteemed gentlemen that I would call probably fat, but PHAT, if you remember that, pretty hot and tempting. Is that the right slang? I can't remember if that's the right slang or not. We're going to go with that. PHAT, pretty hot and tempting, gentlemen, as in Luca and Bildo. Gentlemen, how are we feeling today?
I'm feeling more like a wop.
Oh, boy.
What?
We're going to go right there, aren't we?
So I'm feeling thick with 2 C's.
Two C's. Oh, all right. No, that is good. Fellas, it's good to see you guys again. It really is. We have a lot to talk about today, actually. As we all know, NFL free agency, the talking period began on Monday at about 1 p.m. Eastern. And there's been a lot going on already. And I would say, for the most part, a lot of these signings were there was a lot of good signings for some good teams and good players here. So we're going to go through this and we're going to get your guys' thoughts on each and every one of them. But right now, I just kind of want to see what your overall thoughts are from a really high perspective on this. Billy, well, Luke has got his finger up, right? Luke,
shocker.
Wait. I just want to ask, where did you guys get all your feeds from for the free agency? Like, you just hop on the web, or do you guys have different news feeds?
Yeah, go ahead, Billy.
There's this really weird app out there. I don't really know how it's pronounced, but I think it's like Espen.
Espen. I know Espen.
Yep. I don't know if you've ever heard that, but that's where I get my info from.
Okay. Yep, I've heard of that one. I go with it's Niffle. Niffle.
Never heard of it.
Niffle.com, something like that. I think that's the one I got. So
Gotcha. No, yeah. I was just wondering what e-source you got it from. I didn't know if you guys were into e-ladies or hi ladies.
Neither. So what we're gonna, a lot of these,
because I don't even like hi ladies nuts on your chest.
Oh,
I was trying to get a D's nuts joke in there. You guys got to help me out a little bit, guys.
Come on, that was pretty good. I was missing the I ladies with the E source, and yeah,
I tried to slip it in there somehow. That was different.
That sounds like a Luca thing, trying to just slip it in and see what happens. So,
oh boy.
Okay, now that we've been derailed, let's go ahead and let's start talking about NFL free agency roundup. Let's see what's going on here. I want to start off with right away. Here we go. Tremaine Edmonds from the Bears. He ended up signing with the New York Giants. 3 years, $36 million, 23.7 guaranteed. What do you guys think of this? Billy, let's start with you here. Just because, Luca, you lost talking privileges for a little bit.
I don't know who this guy is, so bye.
Okay, well, right. So he was, I think he was originally drafted to the Bills and went to the Bears. So he was a middle linebacker, very good. He was a first-round pick. I'm glad to see him go. Luca, your speaking privileges are back. Go ahead.
I agree. Anybody who did anything against the Packers in the past year, just get out of the division. Like, I don't want to have to say, oh, the Bears might have a winning season again. No, just any good players, just leave that team.
Yep. Sounds good to me. Okay, so moving on from Tremaine Edmonds, and we are going to Reed Blankenship from the Eagles, signing a 3-year deal with the Texans. Thoughts on that one? Should we care? Should we not care? What do you guys think? Billy, go ahead.
The exciting whites got broken up.
Yep. Feel bad there.
I do feel a little bad that this bromance was broken up, but if you're looking at just geographically, I think I'd rather be playing in Houston than Philadelphia.
Oh, yeah.
I think we've gone on the
100%.
record before by saying the Philadelphia fan base are awful. So
We're not wrong.
yeah. So I mean, yeah, new
Okay.
chapter for Blankenship there.
All right. Luca, let's get your thoughts on Reed Blankenship going to the Texans.
Houston was one of the best defenses last year, and you're telling me you're adding Reed to that? They're trying to make a statement with their defense this next year, so good for him. But also, Cooper now feels the pain that every Green Bay Packer fan has, knowing we did not draft him when we had the chance. Instead, we grabbed bust of a pick, Jordan Morgan. Cooper, the pain you feel inside losing Reed is how all of us feel.
You know what?
We
I'm
did not
actually
draft you.
going to agree with you there on Luca on that one. Maybe Jordan Morgan has a glow up soon, but yeah, with the fact that we could have had an All Pro in Cooper DeJean. Yeah. Okay. Anyway, moving on. So moving on from Reed Blankenship going to the Texans, we are moving on to this one hurts a little bit, fellas. Quay Walker ended up signing with the Raiders. I don't have his numbers on here. I think it was 3 years, like 36 million, something around that lot. You know, a normal 10 to 12 million per year for a linebacker. But man, this guy, he was our captain, our middle linebacker. He grew up with us because remember when he was a rookie, he was real hot-headed. Then he kind of came into his own as a person. It kind of sucks to see him go. But give me your thoughts on this one, losing Quay Walker to the Raiders.
Yeah, that one stings. And I don't know how many other Packers you have on here, but dude, Packers got gutted. But
yeah,
this one hurts. I think that's going to be a big hole in the defense.
I agree 100%. And I do have a list on here that I'll share in a little bit of what we ended up the Packers, because we're Packers fans. So those of you who don't know us, the three of us are Packers fans. Sometimes we're very bitter Packer fans, and we've been hurt a lot, but luckily we're not like Bruce and the Detroit Lions. So shout out to Bruce. But
hi, Bruce.
So
fuck you, Bruce. Fuck the Lions. They didn't even make the playoffs. Get out of here.
All right.
Not my fantasy football champ anymore.
Not my champ. Nope.
That's me.
Luca, what are your thoughts on? Yeah, there's the champ right there, the Bildo. Luca, what are your thoughts on losing Quay Walker here?
It does suck. He did grow up quite a bit. He got a lot of hate in the beginning, but this wasn't like an outrageous contract. It was very, very, very fair for the way he's been playing. So I get it. Next man up with McDuffie. I think he's going to be our next guy who he filled in for Quay quite well. And I think they're just like, bye, Quay. Sorry, we're going to spend money on other things.
As we're going to see here in just a little bit, we're going to get to it that the Packers did pull off a trade, and we'll talk about that in a little bit.
Oh,
so
but I will say this: it does suck seeing Quay leave and go.
Yeah,
no, 100%. The fucking Raiders.
Yeah, he was one of the Georgia boys with Devontae White and Quay Walker coming out, and they were Georgia boys, and gonna miss that.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so moving on from Quay Walker. As soon as I can hit play. All right, we are going to have, I don't even know this guy's name, but it was a big deal. So Odafe Owe is leaving the Chargers, going to the Commanders, but it's a 4-year deal with $100 million. 68 of those $1 million are guaranteed. A big deal for this pass rusher. What are we thinking? Like, I'm not familiar with Odafe. I'm not familiar with his game. I didn't watch a lot of Chargers games. I didn't pay much attention to this guy. Must be something there. Let me know what you guys think of this one.
Yeah, I don't really know this guy either, but he must be doing something right to get $68 million guaranteed on a $100 million deal. So props to him for getting that bag. Commanders suck, so good luck with that too.
Right. Well, is this another Albert Hainsworth? Right?
Oh God, Albert Hainsworth.
Yeah.
He did get a big deal, but it was a big flop once he went to Tennessee.
He was a big flop going to DC too when he went to Washington.
I thought he started with DC and then he went to Tennessee, or as a flip flop.
I think that's flip flopped. I think because I think he was the first $100 million deal.
Yeah, he was. I remember that. Yeah,
I think Washington did that, and he flopped in Washington.
Okay.
If I'm wrong, I will absolutely own it. But that could be. Why don't everyone out there who knows Albert Hainsworth, let us know. Let us know if he went from Tennessee to Washington and flopped, or vice versa and flopped. I think it was Tennessee to Washington. But All right,
No?
moving on. Because again, we're
Oh,
not too.
just wait. On that one, I do have a Chargers fan who
Oh,
did say he said this during the season about him. He's like, "Yeah, we're good. Forget Bosa. With him leaving, Daffy, he's the guy. Don't miss him." Well, now you're losing him too, which really, really sucks for you.
that sucks. Speaking of sucks, because Tampa Bay is Billy and I, we enjoy the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And this one kind of sucks seeing Mike Evans go to San Francisco after he had like 10 straight seasons up until this last season of 1,000 yards for the Buccaneers, or it was 11 seasons, something like that. But yeah, he's signing a 3-year deal with the 49ers. I think most importantly here, he's got to pick a different number, right? He had the number 13 when he went to, was it A&M? I think A&M with Manziel back then. But anyway, he was 13 there, 13 in Tampa Bay, and now Brock Purdy is number 13. But want to get your guys' thoughts on Mike Evans leaving Tampa Bay and going to San Francisco.
Yeah, this one stings a little bit as someone who roots for the Buccaneers and likes Mike Evans. Mike Evans was one of those guys that I really thought he was going to finish his career with the same team. I thought he was gonna for sure. So to hear this was like, man, that's kind of crazy. But I kind of feel like the Buccaneers were going to try to move on from him anyway. Kind of like that, like the Tom Brady treatment, the Peyton Manning treatment, where it's like, okay, we had you for your prime, we had you a little bit past your prime. We're going to move on to other things. So 3-year deal is pretty good for him. I mean, I feel like he still has some gas left in the tank. So I think he's going to prove that he can still be him and probably do good things for the 49ers if he can stay healthy.
Agreed. Luca, what about you? What are your thoughts on this?
I knew he wasn't going to resign with the Bucs just because of how deep they are at wide receiver. They are something else. They're loaded for the next foreseeable future. The fact that he is with San Francisco, of all teams he could have signed with, I really hope he is given an opportunity to shine there. I really hope he's a 1,000-yard guy. I hope he finishes his career on a high. And if San Francisco wins a ring, I'll be okay because Mike Evans has one.
Well, he's got one already with Tampa Bay. So
never mind. I hope the 49ers lose then on that note. Did not think about that one.
You guys bring up a good point. Luca bring up a good point here with going to San Francisco. San Francisco is moving on from Brandon Ayuk. I think they're moving on from Juwan Jennings.
I think they moved on after he signed.
Right? They've moved on, yeah. So they don't have those two receivers. All they really have is Ricky Pearsall and George Kittle. So bringing in a Mike Evans, I think, is actually a really good
and Juwan Jennings, right?
I think they're moving on from Juwan Jennings.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah. So I think they're going to be moving on from him. So I think they're going to be happy with a Mike Evans coming in there because now Brock Purdy can just throw the ball up. You got Mike Evans down there somewhere, right? So, all right, moving on from this one. You know what? Everyone should go out. There is a podcast. I forget. I'm not promoting another because we're the best podcast ever, right? But Derek Carr was, I believe, on a podcast with his brother David, and they were actually talking about how we have the franchise tag. They suggested the NFL adopt something called what was it called? A legendary tag or something, a legends tag, where that tag is like a contract where you stay on that team for the rest of your career, right? I forget exactly. You'd have to go watch it, but it was a really good conversation they're having about trying to get some of these players like the Mike Evans, the Aaron Rodgers, all these guys to just stay on that team. So I think it was something that wouldn't count. The biggest thing they tried telling in their talk was that it wouldn't count against the salary cap. Not sure how. I'd have to go rewatch it again, re-listen to it. But anyway, it's Derek Carr talking with David Carr about some sort of a legendary tag where that doesn't count against the cap. So anyway, something to think about so we don't have an issue like this where Mike Evans is leaving the Buccaneers. So all right.
That's absolutely amazing. Who would we have kept for a legendary tag?
Oh, I mean, if we'd had it, right, you're keeping Aaron Rodgers, right? You don't got to worry about his contract. I think so.
So
Yeah.
here's the thing. Wait. You put the legendary tag. You have to wait until that person's completely done with their career before you can use it again, right? Because you can't use one every single year and just, I mean,
Right. It's
think
got to be
about it.
that one person. So, yeah, you're probably waiting until they're done. But yeah, I got a feeling they would have used it on Rodgers because you could have given him a
Yeah.
salary and it wouldn't have counted against your cap. You wouldn't
Mhm.
have felt like you needed to move on and try Jordan Love because the money was thing. You didn't feel like you were pressured to pay Jordan Love $250 million. So I think you would have kept. I think you would have kept Aaron Rodgers in the
Yeah,
case
Yeah,
I'm
of
you
good about
keep
that.
Aaron Rodgers, but say he doesn't want to be on the team. He can still leave at any given time. It's
Oh
just,
yeah, you can still be released and traded, things like that. So again,
I mean,
I'd have to go back into it and watch it
yeah.
again. But it was a really good topic and something that I think they wouldn't mind the NFL could look into. So
Yeah, I like it.
all right, so moving on. This guy is one of our favorite guys to talk about here on the show. Is Tua turn the ball over? Tua Tagovailoa. Okay, he is signing a 1-year deal. I don't know if it's a prove it deal or just get something, get your head right kind of a deal with the Atlanta Falcons because he is going to be released as a post June 1st release from the Miami Dolphins. So, what are your thoughts about another left-handed quarterback joining the Atlanta Falcons?
My biggest worry is he if he knows where Georgia is. I don't know if he's gonna be able to find his way there with all those concussions he's had.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, he's got to just go a state up.
Uh-huh.
He's almost there.
Almost there.
I don't think this is going to help him one bit.
No.
At this rate, the Falcons just rolled with Kirk Cousins. But what are they going to do with Penix, though?
He's still the starter. Penix is going to be the
You think they're
starter.
going to
There's no
have a?
Cousins is going to be released.
Yep,
I know,
Cousins
but
will be released.
I said Penix after that.
Yep.
Like, what are they going to do with? Is
He's-
they going to compete for the starting job in training camp or what?
From what I've heard, Michael Penix will be the starter,
Okay.
and they're going to bring Tua into probably rest the brain and be a backup.
Ugh, what a decline.
From going and being such a promising young left-handed quarterback in the NFL to everything that happens, you almost feel kind of bad for the guy. Like, dang. But,
Yeah, all jokes aside, yeah, you kind of do feel bad for him, but he had this little flash in the pan of some, quick success in Miami, and they're like, the next big thing, and just like that, it's over.
Tua to Tyreek, that was supposed to be it, and then Tyreek went crazy, started beating the shit out of people, mostly his baby mamas, and but whatever.
Could you imagine? Could you imagine if Tua takes over and he is the starter and he has that comeback year? Like, come on.
Yeah, he'll be sitting on some
Don't
money.
give people that false hope that you're healthy in the head. But
Don't give me hope. Don't give me hope.
Yeah, I'm not a Penix fan, so I have a feeling we're going to see something entertaining happen this season. That's all I can say. I think he starts a game or two. He gets a chance to prove it because I don't think Penix is it either.
Well, I think you're right because they did that with Penix and Cousins. They benched Penix and they threw Cousins in, so I can see that.
Yeah.
Maybe put a little bit of motivation juice there. Be like, oh, shit, they're bringing in somebody else. I could lose my starting job. And how does Brian with a Y feel about this?
I was saying that on his behalf, but I am very intrigued. I have yet to talk to him today.
Okay. Yeah.
I'll have to message him, see what he says, see if you get a good answer before the end of this podcast.
Maybe the Falcons are looking to strike gold like the Packers did with Malik Willis, where you throw him in for a few games and he looks great, right? And so there's a chance there, right? It's a 1-year deal. I'm sure the Falcons will be. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe he's just going there because the uniforms are going to look really cool. I don't know. Because the Falcons are getting new uniforms this year, by the way. And everything I'm hearing, it's a throwback to the past with a little bit of the future and possibly more red. And being red helmets is what I'm hearing, possibly. So it's supposed to look really good. I'm getting a little geeky just because uniform. So we'll see their drop on Thursday already.
Wow.
They're getting new logo, new uniforms, everything. So
We got to review a couple of those every week.
we you know what, we'll have
Ahead of
to.
it.
There is a couple people on TikTok that are doing a really good job. I think his name is Zach Cohen. He's one of those that I follow. Does a good job. But okay, moving on from Tua. Were you guys done with Tua? Tua not tarded. Sorry.
I'm good with Tua.
We watch on TikTok. There's a page called Riot Comedy. Kudos to those guys. They do a really good job, but they make fun of Tua. I feel bad.
The way you just said that, though, just like blatantly
Tua
just
not tarded. Yeah. So sorry.
Great way
I
to
had
wrap that one up. Love it.
Okay. All right. So moving on from Tua, turn the ball over, and we're gonna move on to the Raiders are signing from the Ravens, Tyler Linderbaum. Look at this deal for a center. $81 million with $60 million guaranteed. That's a huge loss for the Ravens. And you got to think that the Raiders are just beefing up for Fernando Mendoza or whatever his name is from Indiana, the Heisman Trophy winner, right? Like you're going to get a $81 million center put with him, new center, new quarterback. You still got Ashton Genty. You still got Brock Bowers. You got all these guys. Like, what? Holy cow. So the Raiders are making moves. What do you think about getting a center in there for the Raiders?
Yeah, I mean, the Raiders can't get much lower than they have been as an organization. So rebuild mode is a must. And if you're gonna have that Mendoza kid as your quarterback, better protect them and like you said, T West, with an $81 million, $60 million guaranteed center, it's probably a good start. That's a good way to build the chemistry with a rookie.
I agree 100%. So good on the Raiders for this. This is a bigger pickup that I think people are talking about. That's why I kind of wanted to include it in this one. But Luca, let's get your thoughts on the Raiders signing Tyler Linderbaum here.
Dude, they've been signing a lot of guys.
Yeah. We just talked about Quay. Now we talk about Tyler Linderbaum here.
Yep. They got Stokes.
So they re-signed Stokes.
They re-signed him. So they're going to be loaded. I mean, look at how Lamar did for all those years, except for this past year, because I don't know what was going on, but he had like no lost fumbles from his center at all. He was flawless.
Mm-hmm.
So great signing. And you're giving that to help build Fernando Mendoza.
Yeah.
Having captain reliability there. Wow.
Anytime you can really beef up your offensive line, and as I've talked to just a lot of people lately, football is won in the trenches. It all starts with the offensive defensive line. If you have a excellent top, Pro Bowl line, the best of the best, you can turn any mediocre quarterback into a Super Bowl winning quarterback. Let's take a look. We'll use the Ravens, for example, with Trent Dilfer, right? Is there any way Trent Dilfer really should have won a Super Bowl? But no, it was because he was with the Ravens. He had that great offensive line and that great defense. Football's won in the trenches. This is a great example. Smart move by the Raiders. I'm getting one of the best out there.
Mm-hmm.
Who's the center for the Eagles? Was that Lane Johnson or is it Kelsey?
It was Kelsey. It's not anymore.
It was Kelsey? Yeah. I mean, he won 2 Super Bowls with random quarterbacks.
Yeah. Nick Foles, right? Nick Foles is one, and Jalen Hurts is the other.
Yep.
Speaking of centers, here's a big one. I hate the Bears. And they did it again, right? They got Joe Thuney last year from the Chiefs. Now this year they went and got Garrett Bradbury from the Patriots. So the Bears, again, revamping their offensive line, making it better. I don't know. What do you guys think about Garrett Bradbury being traded to the Bears here?
Ouch. Have fun living in Gary, Indiana, bruh.
Yep. Oh, yeah.
Gary, I mean, it sucks when, Packers own the Bears for how many years, and now the Bears are becoming relevant again. So anytime they make moves, we keep our eye on it. And, this one could, just make the rivalry even that more level.
Yeah, the Bears are building. That GM is actually finally doing it right, I think, which kind of sucks. Like, as a Packers fan, no, I don't like this. I don't like this at all because we released our center, so now we don't have one, and everyone else is getting good ones. So whatever. Luca, give me your thoughts on this because I'm ready to move on. I don't like this one.
I'm done with it.
Okay, moving on from Garrett Bradbury being traded to the Bears.
See you,
Not a
Garrett.
fan. So this is breaking right now. Okay, we'll get to that in a second. This here is that the Raiders traded Max Crosby to the Ravens for two first-round picks. One this year, one next year. So this was a couple days ago. This happened. Everyone thought it was good to go, right? As we are just learning within this last hour here, that deal has fallen through. I don't know. Has anyone heard as to why yet?
Concerns during his physical.
It was concerns in the physical.
Yep.
Okay. Well, that's what I was curious about that. And so this was the just going to bring this up. This was reported from Adam Schefter a little more than 2 minutes ago now, but it's the Ravens backed out. Just the Raiders will have no further comments at this time. He said concerns during the physical. Did it say what they might have been?
Espen told me about it, so let's see what Espen.
Did he not turn his head when he coughed, or what?
He enjoyed it too much. Like, oh,
too much. Oh boy. So anyway, this deal is no longer, it's null and void. So Max Crosby is back with the Raiders, which all the additions that they've brought on with the Quay Walker.
Oh, he failed the physical.
Oh, he failed it. Okay. All right. So breaking news.
Mike Garafolo.
Relayed from Luca, from Mike Garofalo, is that he failed his physical in Baltimore, and Baltimore has backed out of the trade.
What is failing a physical? Like, what happens when you fail a physical? Are you overweight? Are you like, do you test something in your piss test, or what is it?
I gotta believe it's like an undisclosed injury. I think I've heard of that in the past from other examples. Is some sort of undisclosed injury that they're not healed from, or they were unaware of, things like that. I'm not completely sure. I'm sure we'll hear about this in the next upcoming days, but
sure.
Yeah, Max Crosby not going to the Ravens.
Yeah, that's funny though. I said it offline, is like he now doesn't have to cover up his Raiders tattoo.
Yep.
That's good for him. Also, it's like, let's just say he goes back, and plays for the Raiders next season. Don't you play a little angry where you're going like, oh, I'm playing for the team that wanted to get rid of me, and now I have to suit up for them and perform. I mean, if that was me, I'd be like, you guys don't want me, and now I have to live up to whatever expectations they have of me. But
yep.
But if Las Vegas and the Raiders are home for him, maybe he's looking at it with the glass half full, saying, "Cool, now I don't have to leave my home, the team I love," because he bled silver and black. So
he did, and they are beefing up. They're beefing up their team a little bit with all the signings they're bringing in. So maybe they'll have a turnaround, and it'll be a part of that. So
I got where he failed his physical. He said the doctor asked him, "How do you feel the Raiders treated me?" And then he replied back with, "They hurt my feelings." And they said, "Nope, he's not going to last here in Baltimore. He's going to get chewed up, eaten alive."
Okay, that makes sense. All right. Well, speaking of Baltimore, we'll go back to the old school Baltimore Colts. Now the Indianapolis Colts. Anyway, we lost Quay Walker, but we did trade for Zaire Franklin from the Colts. We ended up trading Colby Wooden, who unfortunately was a really good friend of Micah Parsons, it seemed like. But we're getting Zaire Franklin to replace Quay Walker. And Zaire led the league in tackles like 2 years ago. He's I think it was like 170 some tackles that he had. Anyway, a ball hawking linebacker who can take over for Quay, and we get a good couple years. So I think it was a good trade. But what I do think is that this means the Packers are looking in the interior of the defensive line. And I think they have something in mind, which I was going to bring up to you guys. But I want to get your thoughts first on this trade. What do you think about this trade?
Just based off what you said, T. West, I like it. So,
okay.
Yeah. Got to do something.
Yeah, right. Like, we need help in the middle. Luca, you brought up Isaiah McDuffie. A good linebacker, but here you got a captain of the Colts, 170 plus tackles, flies around, hits hard. There is a clip of him out there almost decleating Derrick Henry. So that's kind of a cool clip out there of him. But Luca, what are your thoughts on this trade?
I'm going to disagree with both of you. I think we did it just to save money. Packers just said that they would rather have a guy who is starting his decline in his career and get him at a good value rather than play Quay $8 more million a year to play for the
Okay.
Packers and have one of the top guys. I think they believe that McDuffie is the guy because he's young and he's coming on up. And I think
Okay.
we have a couple other linebackers that we can develop linebackers. I
Well,
think we've established that.
Edger Cooper's going to be one of the best. So,
Yeah, hands down.
Mhm.
And so I think this was just a cash savings. We got too many other good guys there that we keep developing. Sorry, Quay, your time's done. Let's save some money because we need a warm body there.
Okay.
He might have another up year. Who knows? He might start going back up, I should say. This past year was a down year. I think he's done.
So what I want to bring up too is that you can actually bring in Zaire Franklin from the edge as well. He's not as big as Rashawn Gary, who we'll talk about in a little bit as well, got traded. But you can bring him off the edge. You can play him there because we do have McDuffie and we do have Cooper in the middle. But what I want to bring up is the fact that we traded away Colby Wooden. Devontae Wyatt isn't coming back until mid-season probably. We don't have a lot of help in the middle of the defensive line. Now, we did lose Quay Walker. We did lose Elkin Jenkins. We've lost pieces, right? We're going to get compensatory picks because we lost such good players. The NFL is going to give the Packers picks, whether it's in the 3rd and 4th and 5th rounds. So we're getting draft capital by losing these players. So what I see us doing, and I may be wrong, and I'm hearing this other places as well, I think the Packers are going to make a run for Jordan Davis of the Philadelphia Eagles. That big guy that's like 390 pounds, but just a monster in the middle. I think the Packers really like him and want him. So they're trading away a Colby Wooden, a player who would be in the interior defensive line, and they're trying to get draft capital to make a trade for this Jordan Davis. So more to come on that, but I think something big is coming for the Packers yet in terms of a trade because we don't want to give away our compensatory picks that we're getting by losing all these people. So, all right.
Oh, what?
We're going to get compensation picks. Because if
compensation picks.
Compensatory.
You said it different.
Yeah.
Why? That's what it's supposed to be? I don't know.
It's the same word. Compensation, compensatory. It's just in a different pretext. So.
Oh. Do people actually say that?
Yes.
Okay. This podcast is also educational.
Yes. The burp is educating people.
So shit.
Okay, you remember this guy?
Fabio
from the Lions. Alex Anzalone is moving to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
I didn't know this one.
Yeah. Anal zone. Yep. Nice.
Good old anal zone.
So the Packers, we're not going to have to deal with him as much now. So that's kind of nice. Yeah, Fabio was just everywhere on the field. It's like, damn, dude.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, good for him. And again, kind of like what Lucas said earlier, anytime the NFC North can get rid of one of our rival teams' good players, like that's fine. Wish him the best in Tampa Bay. He's a good dude, good player. So I didn't know about this one.
Yep. I'm not upset with him leaving the NFC North. Luca, go ahead.
Yeah, get him out. Bye.
Okay.
Don't let the door hit you in the ass on the way out to somewhere absolutely amazing.
Don't let the door hit you in your long, flowing blonde locks on your way out.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Have fun on the beach. Darn.
Yeah. Dang.
What? You don't have to shovel anymore? And you're getting $17 million? Yeah.
All right. Well, speaking of the NFC North, another Bears move is they signed Kobe Bryant from the Seattle Seahawks.
Man,
that one kind of is like, Jordan Love's going to throw him a couple. So, yeah, come on.
Did the Bears really come for the North and not going to give it back? Are those words finally coming true?
I think so.
They're making some good moves.
Yeah. I mean, they are, and I think they do need to realize, though, the Packers should have beat them 3 times last year, and it's by happenstance that somehow we didn't. So just an
Yeah,
FYI.
but nice upgrade from Edmonds. That hurts. That
Yeah.
one blows.
Any other thoughts on Kobe Bryant? Not the right Kobe Bryant, but this Kobe Bryant.
I hope he doesn't drop 7 or 81 on us. Damn,
That would be crazy. So,
81-yard interception.
oh, you just spoke it into existence, you ass.
Oh,
Knock it
fuck,
off.
not again. I'm gonna put
You're
that
good at
down
that.
for
You
a
need to
bet.
stop that shit, okay?
All right.
Luca. All right, so we're going to move on from the Bears. We hate the Bears, right? So let's move on to the Buccaneers again. This could be big for them, getting Kenneth Gainwell from Pittsburgh. It's 2 years, only $7 million a year. Not a bad deal. And he had a good season with the Steelers last year. A lot of people actually hoped he was going to stay and be a part of Aaron Rodgers returning because they had a pretty good combo. So, what are your thoughts on this one, Billy? Kenneth Gainwell from the Steelers to the Buccaneers.
Yeah, it's a good one. I mean, the Bucs are making moves. I mean, yeah. I mean, there's really nothing. I can't really add anything except it's exactly what you said. He did well in Pittsburgh. He'll probably do well in Tampa.
Okay. Luca, what do you got?
I hate every single running back move today, but I absolutely love every single running back move today. And this is another one that intrigues me, basically off of fantasy football. I think this has a huge impact for fantasy football to where Rodgers took care of him. Can you imagine him and Baker? And now you look at all these other deals. I don't know how many other running back deals you have in this. I'm not going to say any names, but I'm going to say I think it's make or break for every single running back that changed teams. Yeah. And all these guys are with better teams that help them out.
Agreed. Moving on from Kenneth Gainwell. This is a big one. Mitch Trubisky. Mitch Trubisky going to the Tennessee Titans on a 2-year deal to be a backup there to Cam Ward. Do you guys even want to talk about this one, or do you want me to move on?
He's going to be a journeyman.
That's
He's
what I was
just
going to
be
say.
that backup guy for the rest of his career until he finds a system to give him another chance, kind of like what Sam Darnold did.
He's not going to get the Sam Darnold treatment.
I don't think so either, but he's going to be that guy who hits at least 10 teams in his career.
That could be. That could be.
Yeah. A lesser version of Ryan Fitzpatrick.
I like that.
Ouch. Ryan had a lot of good high points, though.
He did. He's a Harvard guy. He was smart.
I'm not saying I don't like him. I'm just
he got the top score in the Wonder League.
That's why I said less successful Ryan Fitzpatrick.
So moving to the first tight end on our list here is Isaiah Likely, also leaving the Ravens, but this one going to the New York Giants. Big deal. 3 years, $40 million. That's pretty good for a tight end coming out of Baltimore. So, I mean, it wasn't Mark Andrews, right? So I think it was a pretty good deal for this guy. But thoughts? That's where I was. I didn't have much for this one.
Yeah,
so.
I got one. I got one. Finally, he gets away from break hands and gets paid in the process. We finally get to see if he's a true number one tight end. And you got Jackson Dart there. I like it.
Okay.
I'll say he did well for me in fantasy football when I had to put him in when Mark Andrews was injured. So, yeah, thanks for the fantasy.
He needs to be featured as a number one tight end. Gonna do that there with brick hands.
That's fair. So I want to move on. I want to move on to this deal. This was a trade that happened first from the Chiefs to the Rams. The Chiefs sent Trent McDuffie to the Rams, and it was for another first-round pick because apparently the Rams just don't want to use a first-round pick at all anymore. But they agreed to an extension, 4 years, $124 million, $31 million. That's crazy to me. So big deal for a cornerback from Kansas City to LA. Does this put LA over the top, and does this get LA to the Super Bowl?
Certainly making a case for it.
Agreed. Another year with Stafford.
Not our year. Rams are in a win now.
They are.
That move.
Like,
that's the equivalent of that Stafford trade. And then who did they bring in right after that? Jalen Ramsey. That was that big defensive trade.
Yep. So another very similar move. Yep. So the repeat in history.
Yeah, and I think Luke is right. I think the Rams are in win now mode, especially when you got Stafford at the latter end of his career and how well they did this year. I mean, I pegged
offense.
And I pegged him for going to the Super Bowl this year. So almost made it, and this is just going to help him get over that hump.
I think now you got a chance to lock down JSN, right? Like you got Seattle twice a year, so you got a chance to at least handle him a little better than what you did, and that takes Sam Darnold and Jackson Smith-Njigba out of the game, so that helps LA a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right.
Good call.
Good move, LA. Okay. Chargers this time. Signing a fullback. 2 years, $7.5 million. I just wanted to bring this up because I was a fullback back in the day, and I like seeing full. This is the news the boys want to see. Nice job, fullbacks. Let's go.
Yeah, way to go.
Also, if you watch the HBO show, it's heartbreaking watching him get cut after that. Watching that show because you know he's such a good guy in that show.
Yeah.
So then the Miami Dolphins brought him back, and now for him to go somewhere else and heck yeah,
good for him. So I wanted to bring this up because this was another one of those Raiders additions. The Bills were trading Taron Johnson to the Raiders. So again, Nicoy Walker. Now you got Max Crosby back. Now you got Taron Johnson. So your defense is starting to shape up here. And it's maybe the Raiders are going to have a little an uptick in defense. So any thoughts on this trade? I'm not real familiar with Taron Johnson. I just know he's not DeMar Hamlin, and he didn't die on the field for a little bit. So, but
yeah, I mean, yeah, great for the Raiders. They're rebuilding. Like you said, they're rebuilding. They're trying to turn things around. So I'm here for it.
All right, yeah, perfect. So that's what I kind of take from the Raiders. Now here we go. Minkah Fitzpatrick. Check this out. Traded to the Jets for a 7th-round pick. And now the crazy thing is you only gave up a 7th-round pick for him, and you're extending him 3 years, $40 million. Those two numbers, they don't work for me, right? Like is Minkah Fitzpatrick good? Yes. But was he worth a 7th-round pick and 40? Then you pay him $40 million? I feel like someone got fleeced here, and I think it was the Dolphins. So,
gotta agree with that one. You can tell that Dolphins are in full rebuild mode. They're just like, get out of here. And the Jets, they came out pretty good on that.
So I think Jeff Hafley is really trying to change the culture that's in Miami, and he's just letting everybody go. So, any more talk on Minkah here, or do we want to keep moving on?
Congrats to the Jets. He finally did something good.
All right, so moving on from Minkah. All right, here we go. The Packers traded Rashawn Gary to the Cowboys for a 4th-round pick. So what this also means is that the Packers have traded Kenny Clark, Rashawn Gary, 2 first-round picks to the Dallas Cowboys. And the Packers have gotten Micah Parsons and a 4th-round pick. So 2 separate deals. But how do we feel about giving up? And this isn't for this year's draft. This is next year's draft, a 4th-round pick. Any thoughts on giving up Rashawn Gary for just a 4th-round pick?
I think it's trash.
Okay, I want to hear that. Why do you think it's trash? because I agree.
I mean, I thought Rashawn Gary would be worth a little bit more than that. And like you said, not even this year's 4th-round pick. Next, 2 drafts from now, 4th-round pick. I think that's just garbage.
Yeah, I agree. Luca, what are your thoughts on this?
I think it shows that the Packers kind of got the wrong side of that Micah Parsons deal because they originally had Rashawn Gary in what was it, 2nd-round pick?
Rashawn Gary was an original 1st-round pick, like number 10.
Yeah, but they're going to trade him away instead of Kenny Pickett in a 1st-round pick. And then instead we traded away Kenny Pickett.
And 2 first-rounders.
I think it would have been better to have traded Rashawn Gary last year and had Pickett for one more season. And then this year, with how good Kenny Pickett did, we unload him now before he falls off, get it right this time. And we could have unloaded him in his contract for, probably a 1st-rounder. That's how good he did.
Yeah.
So we could have actually gotten a 1st-rounder back. So I think we messed up.
Okay. The only thing I'll add to that is I do believe the only way I'm trying to look at this is the fact that the Packers didn't win with Rashawn Gary and Kenny Pickett and some of these guys, right? So we didn't win. I don't think that means the Cowboys are going to win either. right? Like we didn't win for us. I don't think they're going to win for them. So do I think we could have done better with draft capital? Absolutely. But it still sucks because, you gave up a first rounder in Rashawn Gary for a 4th round pick in the next year's draft. So, all right, moving on from this one, we are going to Kenneth Gainwell, K9 from the Seattle Seahawks, going to the Chiefs. 3 years, $45 million, $28.7 million guaranteed. Billy, what are your thoughts about Kenneth Walker, Mr. K9 himself, Super Bowl MVP, going to the Chiefs?
I didn't see this one coming. I mean, this one kind of shocked me. Super Bowl MVP. I thought he was going to try to run it back.
Yeah, same.
Pairing up the Chiefs. Ugh, that sucks. I mean, it makes sense because I'm sure you have that. Mahomes gets more weapons. Of course, Patrick Mahomes gets stronger.
Absolutely. It's like, really? Come on. But Pacheco, I didn't include Isaac Pacheco in this, but he is leaving. I forget who he signed with. I'm just trying to look it up now.
He just signed with Detroit.
Detroit, thank you. Isaac Pacheco did sign with Detroit, which is
that's a tandem.
Well, it's good because now they got to replace David Montgomery, who was traded to the Texans. So now you got Pacheco and Jahmyr Gibbs. That's kind of troublesome. So.
I think Walker runs circles around Pacheco. So I think that's that's a win for the Chiefs.
Definitely
they just improved their backfield. So 100%. Props to them for making it happen. Obviously leaving a hole for Seattle, but the guy who I can't think of his name, but he sat on my fantasy bench.
Charbonnet?
Yes.
Yeah.
Charbonnet. Still won a championship anyway.
Yep. Still won the championship.
But I mean, they will probably be fine in Seattle, but losing that tandem is probably going to be tough. But yeah,
all right.
Good for the Chiefs.
You got to say this. I'm projecting whatchamacallit, Walker there to be the best in the league this year.
Okay. Well, that's good.
That he has a coach, I bet you he literally went up to the coach and was like, "Hey, can I get more touchdowns this year?" And he's like, "No."
No.
Cool. He was trying to talk to him during the Super Bowl parade. "Hey, man, you want to talk about my contract?" He's like, "No." Cool. Done. Let me go be the best in the league if you guys don't want to listen to me.
All right. So just brought up our next one here is the Rams. Again, the Rams signing another cornerback here. This one is Jalen Watson. 3 years, $51 million deal. So they just basically pulled the Chiefs cornerbacks and said, "Hey, you're over here now."
Yeah.
So I don't know. The Rams, they're trying to go up against Sam Darnold. They're going to try to get those guys. So, I don't know. I don't have much for this one. So if you guys do, you go right ahead.
It's a tough division. Was it the NFC West?
Yep.
Right.
NFC West. You got it.
What? Rams, Seahawks,
Cardinals, and Rams, Seahawks, Cardinals,
Niners.
Thank you. Yes.
I mean that's a tough division. So again, Chiefs trying to beef up so they can compete or they can excel in that division or whatever. So yeah, good for them. I like it. I like the Rams. I mean.
The Rams are also getting new uniforms this year, FYI. So they're going all in and they're gonna look good doing it. So
as long as they don't ditch that cool blue color, because I really think that's an awesome shade of blue.
It is.
Their uniforms don't do always
with the yellow.
They look a little peewee, like with their the material of the numbers and whatnot. But
they're turning into a modern day version of the Seattle Seahawks with that green.
Okay, I see that.
It's not bad though.
No. All right, moving on. Panthers signing Jalen Phillips away from the Eagles. If you remember, Jalen Phillips was doing really well with Miami a couple of years ago when he ended up tearing his Achilles. We got going with Philadelphia, won the Super Bowl. And then I think he was with the part of the Super Bowl team there. Maybe not. But anyway, he signed with the Carolina Panthers for a $120 million deal over 4 years.
Jeez.
Big deal for that guy coming back. He's going to anchor that defense for the next 4 years. Thoughts on Jalen Phillips here?
Yeah. Go ahead, Luca.
Oh, okay. Good for you. Way to get that huge contract. He's an awesome player, awesome dude. Love seeing him in that HBO show, Hard Knocks. And it sucks that he got hurt, but so glad to see him back. So glad to see him get paid. It's awesome. Congrats.
Hey, I just want to hop in here with some breaking news. Bam Adebayo from the Miami Heat. This is basketball. Just scored 83 points in a game,
Whoa.
passing Kobe Bryant's 81.
This is Lucas' fault. He just said
Yes,
81 for
What?
Yep. Bam
There's no
Adebayo. He went 20 for 43 for field goals, 36 of 43 from the free throw line.
Wow.
So 83 points for Bam Adebayo for the Miami Heat as they beat the Washington Wizards.
Shit.
So
that is crazy.
surpassing
Wow.
Kobe Bryant's 81 for the second most points ever in an NBA game, 83 today. So
What are the
breaking news alert
chances?
there. Sorry to hop in on that, guys. Just wanted to share that.
Wow.
So,
Wow.
all
We'll
right.
just casually be talking about 81.
And then, yeah. So, again, Bill, you're right. Luka did do that.
Wow.
Another big time trade here that happened over the last couple of days. The Colts traded Michael Pittman Jr. to the Steelers. So now the Steelers, alongside DK Metcalf, have another number one receiver. So trying to build up, is that for Aaron Rodgers to continue throwing that ball? I don't know. What are your guys' thoughts on the Steelers getting Michael Pittman Jr.?
Love it.
Can someone check on that dweeb Colts fan that sings that lame ass song and see if he's okay? Because
He's not.
hate that guy. I do love this trade. If Aaron Rodgers comes back for the Steelers and plays, he's got two really good wide receiver threats, and we know what Rodgers can do with good receivers on his team, and with his passing accuracy.
Yep.
Still has a strong arm, still has a cannon. I love this for the Steelers. I love this for being an Aaron Rodgers fan, and with the quarterback situation in Indy, with Daniel Jones like having this revamped career, then going down with an Achilles and all this kind of stuff. This is good for Pittman too. I think he'll work well with DK.
Agreed. Luka?
Are you going to bring up another Colts wide receiver after this?
I don't know. I forget what's
Okay.
coming up next.
So I'm going to hold that thought. Congrats to Aaron Rodgers. I hope you come back and you end up going to the Super Bowl for the AFC.
Packers,
I don't
Steelers,
know
let's go.
that. I'm not too sure if the Steelers signed a running back. I thought they did. I
don't
can't remember who it was.
I'd have
But
to
hey,
look through the ticker
if it's
here.
another weapon for Rodgers, let's fucking go.
Yeah, agreed. All right, so moving on. We up next is here we go.
Oh.
Yeah, I know.
You had to
Dolphins.
go there, man.
Dolphins signing Malik Willis to 3 years, $67 million, $45 million guaranteed. So good for Malik Willis, being a third-round pick out of Liberty.
Whoa.
What?
A third round pick?
Wasn't he a third-rounder out of Liberty?
I thought he was a first round pick.
No, I think he was. Well, now you got me wondering. Hold on. Let's see. What was Malik Willis's draft number? Yeah, what was his pick? Well, anyway, just because we're talking, yeah, he was a third round, number 86 overall in 2022. So
I thought he was so much higher than that.
no. So, but going from a third round pick out of Liberty, who fell in Tennessee, did not do well, ended up being replaced by Will Levis, to revamping his career, learning in Green Bay. Now he's got $45 million guaranteed. And I tell you what, there's a very large group here in Wisconsin that believes Malik Willis is a more talented, better quarterback than Jordan Love. And I think as you saw his highlights over the limited time that we had, I think a lot of people thought he had a better arm, better accuracy, better running capability, and just that overall football know-it-all, right? Like he just had that sense. So, Billy, I want to get your thoughts here, because I think if I know you, you're a very emotionally charged fan of the sport and the team. So I want to get your thoughts on the Packers losing Malik Willis, and maybe it's hard to say losing because he wasn't really our starter, but Should he have been? Those kind of comments. I want to hear what you have to say on this one.
Yeah, you're right. Sometimes my emotions lead me down a path, and
But I love that.
Sometimes it's accurate. Sometimes I'm way off. But you know what? I am who I am, and I've been on the record.
We love that. Yep.
I've been on the record saying that I love Malik Willis.
Yes.
I'm one of those people that thinks he has an incredible amount of talent. He should have been, or now he is, a QB1.
Yeah.
And I loved watching him play when he was on the Packers, when Jordan Love was out. The way he came in and controlled that offense, he just looked like he's been doing that for years.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
He did not have anything about him that screamed backup. Great for him to get reunited with Halfley.
Yep.
Playing in sunny Miami. Good for him. He got a bag.
Yep.
Good for him. And he's going to finally prove to everybody that he's been slept on. Tennessee slept on him. He obviously had a backup Jordan Love because Jordan Love is the Packers guy. He finally got his shot. I'm happy for him. Hate to see him leave the Packers, but this is what he deserves. I mean, I'm good for him. I hope he does great things.
Agreed. Luca, let's get your thoughts on this, because you're our more statistical guy here, and you kind of. So what are you thinking on this?
Shame on Tennessee Titans franchise trying to kill a perfectly good quarterback's career.
Yeah, another one.
Came in and grew so much, and you found out how coachable he is in a great system. Congrats. Way to get your money, man. Like, go be a QB1 and do some stuff. I'm excited for him.
So I'm going to throw this out here for you guys real quick, and I want your thoughts. Tennessee has Cam Ward, right? And they just signed Mitch Trubisky to be his backup. Mm-hmm. Will Levis is out there. Is he another quarterback that the Packers could bring in to back up Jordan Love and revitalize that career a little bit? Is Will Levis and his Mayo coffee bullshit someone the Packers should be looking at for a backup? Because we need one of those now too.
Why not? Levis had a flash in the pan moment. Yep. I just said that about Tua, but so he got released by the Titans?
I don't think he's been released yet. I think he's still on that team, but I think he's something we could offer a 7th round pick for, and they'd take it in a heartbeat.
Okay. Why not?
Right. That's what we did for Malik. Was a 7th for Malik out of Tennessee, and send a 7th to Tennessee for Will Levis, and let's run it back. Let's do it over.
All the office has to do for the Packers is call Tennessee's office up and say, hey, remember that thing we did with Malik Willis? Can we do that again?
Yeah, let's do that.
Yeah.
So
I mean, whatever. I'm good with it.
Okay. All right. Well, congrats to Malik Willis. I know us bitter Packer fans are going to. Hopefully, we get a chance to enjoy him in Miami, and hopefully, if I read right, I think I'm gonna. All right, I did read this right. Let me read this off to you real quick here. The Packers are going to play the Dolphins at Lambeau Field next season, and it's Jordan Love versus Malik Willis, Matt LaFleur versus Jeff Halfley. Like, that is going to be a fun little showdown in Lambeau next year. The Green Bay Packers against the Green Bay Dolphins. It's going to be awesome. So
it's not going to be booing. I think everybody's genuinely happy for him.
Yeah.
Just sucks that the Packers, like, fuck Goody. He's an idiot.
Yeah. All right, moving on. We're almost through this, and there's still a lot more things, but here's another Packer. Browns signing our old center, Elgin Jenkins, to a 2-year, $24 million deal. Don't know why we had to let him go other than for salary cap reasons on our own team, but he's worked with Jordan Love. Right? Okay. Go ahead, Luca. You start this one off.
Can't stay healthy. Simple as that. I mean, I'm shocked he got 2 years and $24 million. Had he gotten something more like 2 years, $16 million, I would have been like, shame on the Packers for not bringing him back. He's worth at least that.
Okay. Billy, thoughts? Uh-oh. Whoa.
I had my mic muted because I was screaming. Wow. Can't wait for the Packers to have a new center to give the ball to Jordan Love just for him to scramble unprotected and then overthrow it like usual. Yep. So, yay.
That's awesome. Okay, I can't top that, so I'm going to move on. That was great. You two did perfect. So what happened today, I feel bad for Geno Smith almost. But the Raiders are trading Geno Smith to the Jets. And He started with the Jets. He's going to end with the Jets. They still have Justin Fields. Now they have Geno Smith. It sounds like they really want, if I heard it right, they really want Carson Wentz. The Jets have no idea how to football. So good luck. Somebody take this one because I am done with Geno Smith and the Jets.
Hold on. Let's go this way. Billy, I'm going to be the GM of one team, the Raiders. You be the GM of the Jets. Here's how it went. Ring, ring, ring.
Hello. No, first of all, hold on. This is the Jets front office. They grab the phone. It's backwards. And they're, hello? Hello?
Hey,
What?
Can you hear me?
Yep.
Hey. What, will they take Geno off our hands for us?
Sure.
Give you a 7th round pick if you give us 6, just so we can get something out of it.
Yeah, I love stacking
He was
quarterbacks.
Can you just get out of here? Like, will you take him off our hands? You guys need somebody. Give us a 6th round pick. He's all yours. Like, it was a con job. Just like take him back. You had him once before. Take him back.
Bro, I'd have traded him for a Happy Meal. Fuck that.
Dude,
Get traded for a dishwasher.
What a full circle moment.
Yep.
Goes in the Jets, shits his pants. Goes all the way around. Bounce around the league.
Yep.
Comeback player of the year for the Seahawks.
Yep.
Goes to Raiders to revamp that offense with Pete Carroll. Oh, we're going to run it back this time in Las Vegas. Shits his pants. He's going back to the Jets wearing the same underwear he shit his pants and just to shit him again.
Still hasn't changed.
This is bad, dude.
Yes.
This is bad. This is where careers go to die, and Geno Smith is dead.
He's got to know this is it.
With a shitty diaper. He's toast.
Yeah.
It's poor guy. Poor guy.
I just can't with this guy anymore.
Yeah.
Should have stayed at West Virginia and been like a 15th year senior. So.
I mean, can someone remind me what happened with him in Seattle? Did he leave in free agency or did Seattle release him?
Ooh.
He left at free agency.
Did he?
Oh, no. Or was he in a trade?
No, I think he left because that's why they went after Sam Darnold.
Okay.
So,
dude, imagine if he stayed with the Seahawks and kind of could have replicated that success Darnold did.
Yeah.
I mean, he played well in Seattle. Like I said, the comeback player of the year. Like, would the Seahawks have won the championship and Geno have a ring? Instead, he's the furthest thing away from it.
Oh, yeah. It's gone. He went from, again, I think we shared this a couple podcasts ago, where he went from the team he left won the Super Bowl, and the team he joined went and got the first pick in the draft. Like, nice job. That's you. So, but okay, we got to move on from Geno because I can't. I think we got maybe one left here, and it's another Packer. So the Packers are losing Romeo Doubs, and he's getting $70 million to join the Patriots. So big money for Romeo Doubs, who he has shown us he can play wide receiver in this league. He's going to instantly go in as their number one, pretty much. And I liked Romeo Doubs. He had a little bit of a mental crisis, I think, like 2 years ago, but everyone was there to pick him up. And the Packers wide receiver room is just stacked, though, with Watson, Golden, Reed, Dontavian Wicks. That's 4 guys right there. Plus, you're going to have Tucker Kraft and Luke Musgrave. There's a lot of people that can catch the ball. So we weren't going to match $70 million with the Patriots. And it was good on him to go become a true number one in New England. But Billy, let's get your thoughts on this. And how do you feel?
Well, like you said, the Packers wide receiver room is going to be fine with all the talent that they have there. They just need a quarterback to throw it to them. I can't wait to see Romeo Doubs in a Guardian cap with Patriots colors to see that big blowing up head with the different colors. I like Doubs, but you know what? When he had that little meltdown thing that you talked about, he wanted out of Green Bay. So this doesn't surprise me. I don't feel like he was married to the Packers.
No.
So seeing this doesn't surprise me. I don't think he had any desire to stay in Green Bay.
I agree 100%. But Luca, what do you got?
I think he got overpaid.
Okay, that's a good take. I was wondering.
I think great. I won't miss your 10 plus drops every year, it seems like. You're dropping way too many passes. Great, you got better this year, but you still stopped. You still dropped a lot of balls. And those other guys, they need to show up as wide receivers. It's their time. Dobbs, we're never going to pay you that.
What game
5.
was it when he just balled out? Was it the playoff
He had
game?
3 touchdowns.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Who did they play against the Packers? The Bears.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Still
Dude, he
lost.
balled. What's that?
Still lost.
Yeah, it's still
No.
lost. Of course we did. But that was like a job interview for him. He balled out, and I think that's why he got that bag, because I think that oh wow, he put up that kind of performance. So I probably tend to agree, probably overpaid a little bit, but lucky his season ended for him the way it did with that kind of performance, where he can take that momentum into the offseason and use that as a negotiating tactic. So, or whatever he did. So, whatever.
Yeah.
Fuck him.
All right. Fuck him. All right. So that's what I have for this. Okay. Just in the since we've been talking, I'm just going to rattle off a couple moves that have been posted here. So you guys know the quarterback Sam Howell. He signed with the Dallas Cowboys. The Steelers are re-signing Cam Hayward. The Commanders are signing Chiefs linebacker Leo Chenal. The Lions signing Teddy Bridgewater, coming back for another season. Reek Woolen is leaving the Seahawks and going to the Eagles. He's going to be replacing Reed Blankenship. That's the most recent things that I've got here.
Can we
the
say
Jets signing
congrats
Nation.
Can we say congrats to all the kickers and punters out there on how I've never seen so many get picked up in the first day of free agency? Like, hey, we need you.
No, there were a lot. Yeah, Kaimi Fairbairn got extended. Yeah, there was a bunch of moves.
Paid.
Yeah. So, anyway, that's kind of what we have for free agency roundup. Again, a busy couple days here. I think tomorrow is the start of the new league year, so that's when the signings can happen for real. But these were all agreements that they've come to. So, what I want to end us with, because we're well over time here. There was a lot to talk about. There was a lot of movement, a lot going on. Is we kind of want to do a franchise bench cut here. We haven't done one in a while, and we need to talk about the best free agent signings in history. And I'm going to give you guys 5 to pick from. Reggie White, Eagles to Packers. Charles Woodson, Raiders to Packers. Tom Brady, from the Patriots to the Buccaneers. Drew Brees, from the Chargers to the Saints. And then Peyton Manning, from the Colts to the Broncos. You have to franchise one of these free agent signings, bench one and cut one. One person you wouldn't sign if you had a chance to sign him as a free agent. So I'm going to give you guys just a couple seconds here to talk about it. I do want to bring up the fact that Reggie White was one of the very first free agent signings, and he transformed a team, a city, a culture, the Green Bay Packers. Charles Woodson, he revitalized his career, became a defensive player of the year, joining the Packers. Now, Tom Brady was the greatest of all time when he already left the Patriots, and then he went to the Buccaneers and won another Super Bowl. So that being said, you also have not Tom Brady, you have Peyton Manning, who left Indianapolis as one of the greatest of all time, went to Denver, lost the Super Bowl, set records though, 5,400 yards and 55 touchdown passes. Then he did win a Super Bowl in his last season. And then Drew Brees, who brought the only Super Bowl to New Orleans and threw for 5,000 yards a year for what seemed like for forever. So, all right, since you guys have had a chance, I'm actually going to start with I've started with you, Billy, most of the day. Luca, I'm going to start with you in this one. I want to see what your franchise bench cut is for this.
Franchise Tom Brady signing. I changed my mind last second.
Oh, okay.
No. Peyton Manning. I'm going to stick with Peyton Manning because forget Irsay.
Peyton Manning. Okay.
Yeah. Forget Irsay. He did a lot of crappy things. He wasn't a perfect person, and you gave up on a guy who went and got neck surgery, who's arguably one of the best for your franchise, and you're like, nah. Yeah. I'm good. You can go on. And to win a Super Bowl, I think that was the best signing by the Broncos. I'm gonna bench Tom Brady because Robert Kraft kind of did the same thing.
Yeah, they were done. Yeah.
Threw it back in his face. I'm gonna do Drew Brees cut. Only because I think Philip Rivers wasn't that bad. And great, Breeze had a good career, but wasn't as impressive as Tom Brady or Peyton Manning. So that's why I'm going to rank it that way.
All right. So, Luca, you went all quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Very cool. Billy, I'm super serious and like curious. That's the word I meant. Curious as to what you are going to do here.
This is really hard, and I'm trying to come up with something different from what Lucas said.
I mean, I think there's a lot of people that would align with Lucas' thinking. So it can be easy to justify that as well.
This is no discredit to Reggie White or Charles Woodson because of what they've done. Reggie White changed the dynamic of this whole free agent thing, is why we're even talking about it. One of the greatest to ever do it, Charles Woodson. I've always loved Charles Woodson. I mean, defensive player, Heisman winner. I mean, that's awesome. I mean, he's always been a cool dude, but I'm kind of tending to lean towards the route Luka took just because of the quarterback position and how important it is to the team. I understand it's a team sport and it takes everybody to win, but there's a reason why the word quarterback is used in so many different other ways around there. Someone's taking point in a meeting. They're saying, "Oh, I'm going to quarterback this." They're not going to say, "I'm going to cornerback this," or "I'm going to defensive end this." Quarterback position is very important. So I am going to, I'm going to franchise Tom Brady just because he's Tom Brady.
Yeah. Okay. Makes sense. Yeah.
He didn't have any sort of career-threatening injury like Peyton Manning did or Drew Brees, and because he's Tom Brady. I think if Tom Brady didn't go to the Buccaneers, let's just say he would have gone to some other team that fit his style and his vision, I think he still would have won a Super Bowl with them because that's what Tom Brady does.
Yeah.
I'm going to bench Peyton Manning because Peyton Manning is the sheriff for a reason.
Fair.
Invented the audible pretty much with how it's ran today.
Yep.
And Drew Brees, I'm going to cut Drew Brees just because I think with what I don't know. I feel like fuck you, Luca, because I'm agreeing with everything you said. Because you had Philip Rivers come in, and Philip Rivers is arguably a Hall of Fame quarterback. So, it's not like you replaced Drew Brees in San Diego with Chump. You did it with Philip Rivers, who, yes, never made it to a Super Bowl, let alone winning one, but he's made it to, a few AFC championship games and was always a threat. He liked to throw the ball. I mean, whatever, blah, 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 blah. So, San Diego didn't make the wrong choice. They had a hard choice to make, and they did kind of do him dirty with what they did.
But how are we going to pass up on Philip Rivers, who was going to save them money? Like, what we're going to do? Trade him away?
Right.
Nope,
so, I get it.
Yeah.
I get
it. I said what I said. I agree.
I mean, I agree with you too, though, because you could interchange Tom Brady and what he did and how he is the GOAT, best of all time. I agree with yours too. Flip-flop.
All right. No, thank you, fellas. Very cool. I think I'm going to be a little bit different here. Just looking at history for what it was. I'm going to franchise Reggie White just because what he did to change the culture around the Green Bay Packers and the city and the team and everything like that, because the Packers had Brett Favre, right? So they didn't know what they had in Brett Favre, but we had a quarterback. You needed someone on that defense, especially because you did lose a Bryce Paup that same free agency period. So bringing in Reggie White, who could attract other people like Santana Dotson, like Sean Jones, some of these other players that we ended up getting. I think
Sean Jones is who we got when we lost Bryce Paup.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Because he left for 95, and then in came Sean Jones for 96.
Oh, you're right. I thought Bryce left in 93, but I think you're right. Okay. So anyway, I'm gonna franchise Reggie White. I'm going to bench Charles Woodson. Right? Like I'm not trying to go completely opposite, you guys, but I look at what we had because Charles Woodson came in and became a defensive player of the year and was one of the reasons the Packers had one of the best defenses in 2010, why we were turning the ball over and able to make that Super Bowl run. So I would put him in that level. So I'm going to bench him, and then I'm going to cut Peyton Manning just because I can't stand his forehead. Now he's funny. Don't get me wrong. Like how funny how he's gotten, and his commercial when he's throwing throwing at little kids with the football. That's some funny stuff. But man, I just could not stand him in his forehead and the Manning name and Eli Manning and Arch Manning. Just less Mannings in my life would be great. So, but that's it. So I'm franchising Reggie. I'm benching Charles Woodson, and I'm cutting Peyton Manning. So,
true or false? Julius Peppers is a modern day Sean Jones.
True. Okay. All right. Well, hey, you know what, everyone? Thank you so much for listening on this. If there's anything that you would do differently on the franchise bench cut, let us know. Feel free to comment in the comment section. We would love to be able to come back to these comments and kind of, depict them a little bit or critique them. Absolutely would love to do that. So go ahead, comment below who you would franchise, who you'd bench, and who you would cut. Thanks for joining in and listening to the burp again. It's been a fun time. We appreciate y'all. And of course, Luca has something to end with. It was a good ending right there.
The words of Brian, I just want to get this out there quick. What do you thought of Tua? I absolutely fucking hate it. Tell your entire audience.
All right.
Sorry, Brian.
Brian with a Y coming through hot.
Let's get it.
All right. Thanks, everybody. Have a good one.